LeBron James, the money, all of it. Even Dreamers Pro been covering this like crazy. He been on it like gangbusters. You see Mav Carter sitting there with the Joker's manager and the whole nine. Hit the like button coming through the door. This finna get crazy. Now, I'm going to tell you what they're not telling you. So that's why you come here. Because to find out the truth, I haven't really been covering it because it hasn't really been too much for me to cover. You know, they're covering every ground level report that's posted. You have to go by what's not posted. You have to understand the plight of why this is happening and what is the real resort into this situation. What's really going on? What's the real plot? Now, here's the plot. The NBA, before the pandemic, right, was planning the Paris Olympics. And not only that, they were talking about a league being started overseas in Europe. The NBA has basically, the upper brass has been talking about it. LeBron's been knowing about it for years. The NBA is going to create a league overseas, and then they're going to have a Worlds versus, them for the All-Star game and do a cross-brand promotion of each two, which put the Euroleague that's already running now in jeopardy. So when they say LeBron is competing with the NBA, it doesn't mean like they're going up against NBA games. It means Ramon James is going against the NBA because he's forming his own league to challenge and rival what the NBA is doing. The NBA was plotting that league. And LeBron and Mav Carter jumped in to make a bid, and they want to come in with some investors to challenge the NBA's bid to get the EuroLeague started. They're trying to beat the NBA to the punch. And boy, oh boy, oh boy, this is all because LeBron James was interested in being an owner of the Las Vegas team when they do the expansion. And now, since they're talking about someone else doing the expansion, this has really went left. And since it's gone left, LeBron James has gotten involved and made this a dog and pony show. So now we're going to really get this thing started. So hold on to your seats. Let's go. Hi, I'm Carcino. Oh, let's talk about it. Let's talk about it.
No one knows Carcino and none of these.
There's so much going on in the world, and I'm just giving my 2 cents on it. Go in and do a raid at someone's house, but you don't have an arrest warrant for them.
Flavor, so to speak. And when they started working on it, everyone told them to call me. Did you catch that? When they started working on it, meaning this isn't some new idea that just popped into LeBron's head. This has been in development for months, possibly longer. Mishko even confirmed that he's had multiple meetings with Maverick Carter about this project. Think about the implications here. LeBron James, while still actively playing in the NBA, while still collecting NBA paychecks, has been secretly meeting with international agents to plot the creation of a rival league. This isn't just business. This is betrayal at the highest level. But to understand why LeBron would do something this nuclear, we need to look at his pattern of behavior over the past few years. Because this isn't the first time the King has put his own interests above the league that made him a global icon.
Former Vince, because we know he wants to own a team. They've been vocal about that. They haven't been operating in the shadows. They've been very public with that. And so if that's the goal, then the other league funding this other league, getting involved in this other league doesn't make a lot of sense unless you're trying to tamp down what you might have to pay to get in to the NBA, and using this as kind of something to say, hey, Adam Silver, we got the guys together. We have the money together.
LeBron James, guys, a crazy story here. Been watching this for about the last couple of months. Seems like it's picking up some steam here. LeBron in this new $5 billion basketball league, international basketball league. It looks like it's going to happen. First, he started out as Maverick Carter's little project or whatever, his little baby. Now LeBron is sort of emerging here. There was some talk. Oh, he was with Nicola Jokic and his agent. Oh, are they trying to play together? No, they were out in France and Saint-Tropez, basically, right? Yeah, off the coast over there, meeting with this agent to plan this and talking about this for 2026. It's going to be like a traveling league, kind of like the Big Three. You got 6 women's teams, 6 men's teams. It pays pretty good. If you play in the NBA, you can't play over there, so basically you have to choose one. But $5 billion, a lot of partners, Saudi money and all this stuff. Like, yo.
Let's be real about something. LeBron James has been showing signs of insane levels of selfishness since day one in the NBA. And it all started with something that might seem small, but was actually a massive red flag, the slam dunk contest. Every great player who was considered a high flyer participated in the dunk contest. Dr. J. Spud.
Well, now he's going into the abyss. Now, let's get to the gist of what really is the problem. Here's what's going on here. LeBron couldn't get the Vegas team because they're not ready for it. Plus, he didn't have the money. Okay, you're going to have at least 12 billion or 13 billion to own an NBA basketball team. 5 billion, not going to get it done. LeBron don't have the money, period. And 2, the people that have the money are in tech, and these tech guys got access to billions. They're billionaires. And that's who Adam Silver is going to end up probably selling it to these Blockgate AI tech company. They're looking to buy an NBA team in Vegas, which is going to push LeBron out. Now, LeBron was promised this team in Vegas. As he was pushing and promoting for it, he felt the NBA used him to draw up the bargaining price. And they're willing to go up about $2 billion more than what LeBron James can contribute with financial partners. So LeBron, who's been spoiled to death, is like, okay, y'all gonna do me like that? All right, I'm gonna go get my own league. Yep, I'm gonna go to Europe. I'm gonna get my own league. Me and Mav. Yep, come on, Mav. But I thought the NBA already doing it. That's all right. We're gonna beat them to it. And then when we get it, they're gonna want to come. They're gonna have to deal with us. They got to come buy it from us or buy in. It's gonna be our league. They ain't gonna compete with us. They can't do it. So they believe that the NBA wouldn't compete with them, and everybody thinks this league is going to be successful. It's not going to be successful because the NBA is starting their league out there. When they go up against you, it's ball game. You have $5 billion in owners with your Saudi people, and you're saying we're going to be up and running before the NBA bring their European league up there. See, they coming out with NBA Euro. See, they've had this in play for about 3-4 years, and they're going to make the NBA Euro League. And they still have plans on making the NBA Euro League. LeBron knew of this idea from the NBA and being in those circles and talks. And the fact that him and Mav decided to break off, get with some partners, and fast track to doing this and beating the NBA to the market. Well, let's just say they're going to have some problems, and LeBron's going to have problems in the NBA now. Oh, you're not getting an extension with the Lakers. Sorry, buddy. You're going to run into a lot of red tape now. You're going to be on the other side of that coin, and they're going to realize they were protecting your ass. Now you want to go at it and bite the hand that's been feeding and protecting you. And now you're going to feel the wrath of that power. That arrogance they created with you, now the whole world's going to see exactly who the real LeBron James is. He's a spoiled child. And now the whole everybody gets to see it. Oh, no. It's a mess because see now Mav Carter and all of the people they got involved is now going to create a vortex of nonsense. Just think about it. You're LeBron James, right? And you got a league. You can't. He's going to probably be a player owner now. LeBron's going to be bringing the ball up. Come on. Yeah, who guarding me? Come on. Who got me? Come on. Who can check me? Oh, here I come. I will be the first NBA player to win a Euro championship. They're going to be, you own the league, right? No, they created LeBron James. So to say he made the league billions, I don't think so. He's lost a lot of money for the NBA. You know what I mean? The worst, lowest rated NBA finals, he's in like almost all of them. If you don't count the Golden State Warriors, and the Golden State Warriors were popular, which helped him out. Nobody cares to see him. If that was the case, the two finals he had against the Spurs, the lowest rated series, he played against the Spurs in 3 NBA finals. Three of his NBA finals has been against the Spurs, 5 against Golden State. And then he got 1 against the Mavericks, and 1 against OKC. That's it. So he didn't play a variation of different teams. He basically played the same type of teams. He lost 2 out of 3 to San Antonio, which nobody wanted to see the San Antonio Spurs play LeBron James. He wasn't interested. Michael Jordan could have been playing the New Jersey Nets in the finals. It didn't even matter who Jordan played. People were going to tune in to watch the finals because they tuned in to Michael Jordan. They were like the Beatles. They made it popular. Now they got to try to use every trick in the book to make you like LeBron James. And it's like, nobody likes this dude. Why you keep trying to force him on people? It's like, we don't like him. He's trying too hard to be our friend. And, hey, look at me, I'm Bron. It's like, we don't care about you. You're a knockoff. Will you please go over there? People care and like Steph Curry way more than they like this bum. Because Steph don't try to be all in your face. That man gives you a reason to not like him or hate him or the whole nine. He gives you that reason. So you don't want anything to do with him. You know, other players, they forced to talk about him. They bring him up in interviews. What about LeBron? Isn't he amazing? You're like, we're not playing them, are we? No, I know. I'm just saying. But, you know, you've played against him before. Isn't he great? You're like, I thought this was an interview of us playing the 76ers. Why are we mentioning this guy? Like Tim Duncan, they bring up LeBron's career. And Tim Duncan was like, well, I think I had a better career than LeBron. I mean, LeBron is good, but I think I've had a better career. Like, why are we bringing him up in my Hall of Fame speech? Because I won 2 out of 3 championships against him? Yeah, I mean, I guess so. But, man, really? So what he did was a salamander move that he always do, steal from somebody. So he goes ahead, steals the NBA's idea, and try to beat them to press. Like, whoever beats it or makes it first and create the league, that's going to be the winner. That's not necessarily true. You know, Nintendo 64 came out and was smashing. You know, it came out and did its thing, and they was the king of video game sales because they're Nintendo. People will wait for Nintendo. When they came out with that Switch, whipped everybody with that Switch. They was like, man, dude, the little handheld games, yeah, we're gonna whoop you with the handheld games, because it's about who got the stature. The NBA has the trust factor. They're the NBA. So when you try to come with something new, guess what? They don't care. They was like, but it's LeBron and Mav Carter. They don't care. LeBron James at 40-something, his popularity is waning. When the NBA come out with their Euroleague and they got their little $5 billion, and the NBA come out with a $10 billion league, then what's going to happen to LeBron's league? They're going to have to conform. And then they're competing with Euroleague. What's going to happen with Euroleague? The NBA could just come right in, make a deal with Euroleague right now that's already established, already set, buy them out, and LeBron James, they're done. And they'll make it real difficult for LeBron to be able to compete with the NBA with talent. Please tell me this is his last year on the Lakers. I want to tell you this is his last year in the league. I want it to be, and I believe it is. And I'm throwing a big party. Everybody like, what you going to do when LeBron's gone? I'm like, celebrate. Because all he's done is bankrupt everybody. He's made the Lakers money. Oh, really? Then why is the Buss family selling the Lakers? The Buss family is selling the Lakers because of this man. But he's so great. He's so great that Buss family got to sell the team. They ain't had to sell it when Kobe was there. Lakers was the hottest ticket in town. Now, he's not even selling tickets. People ain't paying no money to come to see the Lakers. When Luka came to the team, that's when the seats start getting full again. When Luka showed up, they was, oh, we got Luka. I'm going to the game. I know they want to go for these trash little moments. Look at that, LeBron and Bronny coming in the game together. What a moment. A moment? Like, I can see if they got Ken Griffey Jr. and Ken Griffey Sr. here. For what? This is an entirely different situation. Ken Griffey Jr. was better than his father. Bronny James is probably better than a ninth grader. That's about it. It was the dudes in high school that would bust his ass. So it was like, are you serious? This is not the same thing. But they want to sell the moment because people on TikTok, they don't know no damn better. And they keep trying to cater themselves to this new generation. Like, we got to get this new generation interested so they can make clips and memes. Okay, how did your clip and meme go now? Looks like you got nothing. Real Laker fans been boycotting their franchise since 2018. I don't really see it as that. I don't want to see it as a boycott. I see it as what it really is, and it's a whole different mentality that's going on here. See, when the NBA came with the Euroleague, right, and they would not announce that they are launching a Euroleague, and it's called NBA Euro, and they don't care what.
Our good friend.
They don't care what anybody else is saying. They are looking at this in a whole different way. Adam Silver told the whole world what was going on, and most people did not know. And when LeBron got involved to try to shake up things, he was talking about it in January, about it coming through, but he's been talking about this for years as they was getting ready for Paris 2025. Now, they had to carry right when they was about to do it in 2020, not the Euroleague, but to set up the games, get everything going. They got hit with the pandemic that threw everything off its course of what the NBA was planning. But Paris and Manchester, they're looking at Berlin, Madrid, Munich, the metropolitan areas of Europe with access to sponsorship deals, arenas, billions of investments, foreign countries, and the whole world. And the NBA isn't simply focusing on the best in the history no more. The Euroleague is going to be a giant business. Like I told you, this is their focus. This is where all the money is. They're not caring about who's coming out of college in the United States no more. They basically giving up on the NBA. They're just like, okay, whatever, the Euroleague. We're going to get all this European money, and we got to get into all this soccer money that they got over here. And the Euroleagues have been eaten. So we need to get involved. Now, what you don't know is Tony Parker is part of the NBA Europe team, the European plan. So Tony Parker's involved. And now that Tony Parker's involved, you're going to see a whole different shift into what's going on because the NBA's marketing theory is completely different than what everybody else is thinking it's going to be. So England and Germany, and you might see them adapt some full teams that's already created. They ain't going to have the O2 Arena. They're going to have the licensing deals for these arenas. LeBron's league might not be able to do that. They're going to probably have to find another place to house their games. And it's a lot different running a league than just saying, okay, let's get all these teams, we could run it. You're going to burn through your money so fast, and then you're going to be competing with what the NBA is bringing. And Tony Parker is out there. He knows these players and coaches and organizations. And if they're listening to these guys saying, don't go to LeBron's league and play for scraps, and that thing is going to be shut down, and you don't want to be on the bad side of us. We're the NBA. We're the league. We know what we're doing. Come play for here. And if I asked you, you played ball and you played overseas, and you had a choice, play in the Euroleague or LeBron's or the NBA's, which one would you choose? Why does this have to be a hate for LeBron? Why I'm talking about what's already in play. And please don't come with this a black man starting the league crap, because it's not LeBron starting the league. Him and Mav Carter are not starting the league. They're teaming up with some other investors who are not black to start a league. So please, you can miss me with that black man starting a league crap. Well, you got to understand, a lot of people don't understand the process, and LeBron James League is the next XFL. Yeah, and see, Kevin Durant, when they do get the Seattle team, Kevin Durant will be having some ownership into the Seattle team over there. European basketball is just different. It's more exciting because they are really into the games. You know, the people, they are into the basketball game. They're not all the way on their phones looking at things. America, we got so many different distractions. We got like 8 different things happening at once. So to focus on one particular thing and just be focused on it all damn day long is not usually how they do things overseas. They don't. They actually move around, move about, and get things done. Well, we want to see people flourish to their highest purpose, but let's be honest. What's flourishing to your highest purpose when all you're doing is, you know, putting yourself in the back once again? Well, look. Mav Carter. You think Mav Carter gonna go up and get a league on his own, or this LeBron's idea? Come on. I mean, we all know better by now.
To create potential to include existing clubs. Absolutely, should there be interest, the opportunity to create sustainable competition.
Guys, there's some very important news about the NBA Europe project. We're talking about a brand new league, possible teams under legendary football clubs, and maybe even a battle with another investor group that's trying to create its own global hoop circuit. It feels like the entire European basketball world is getting ready for a major shakeup, so let's unpack the details. A few weeks ago, I did a video breaking down rumors of an NBA FIBA project that could rival or even replace the Euroleague.
And that's exactly what's going to happen. The NBA is going to absorb the Euroleague, just like they did the ABA. I said this months ago too, last year, that's going to eventually is going to happen. And here we are.
Back then, the clues mainly centered on David Stern's old vision for a European division within the NBA. There were also Adam Silver's comments about growing the game globally and speculation about whether EuroLeague clubs would jump ship. Since then, we have learned quite a lot more thanks to new reports from Basque News journalist Donatas Urbanas and ESPN's Brian Windhorst. So now the picture is starting to look much more concrete and serious money, rather than the traditional basketball powerhouses. This includes Paris, Manchester, Berlin, Munich, and Madrid, who are...
See, there you go. Now, as you can see right there, yeah, exactly. I mean, here, if I know Mark Walter rather, and what he does is he get rid of those veterans. That's just absorbing all the money from the team. So this $53 million buyout, there's no extension. Getting LeBron off the Lakers is essential. No other team in the NBA even wants LeBron James. He's trying to act like there's plenty of teams want LeBron. Well, tell him to step up. Nobody really wants him on their team. He's not adding anything. Oh, you're going to get a lot of media if you get him. Media for what? To see y'all get blown out by this old man that's slowing down the whole team?
Are at the top of the list. We're talking about major metropolitan areas in Europe with access to lucrative sponsorship deals, world-class arenas, and potential billions of investments from foreign countries. In other words, the NBA isn't simply focusing on who has the best history in the Euroleague. They're focusing on where they could build a giant business machine. Real Madrid emerges as the crown jewel among existing EuroLeague clubs. They are reportedly hesitant to commit to the new 10-year EuroLeague deal and have left some wiggle room to entertain a switch to the NBA's project. If they decide to leave, the domino effect might be massive. There's a good chance Barcelona might follow them simply to keep that famous rivalry alive. Meanwhile, in France, Tony Parker's as well is a prime candidate. Parker has publicly flirted with the idea of joining an NBA-run league in Europe, and he also owns a share of the EuroLeague, so it's definitely a complicated situation. On top of that, there's also talk of reviving a Paris Saint-Germain basketball team. PSG did have a basketball section in the 90s, but it's been dormant for years. Now plans are...
See? Now you're starting to understand the bigger picture here. The NBA has a global love for protecting and promoting and marketing said situations. Well, stop and think about the bigger picture here. If they expose LeBron James, who else are they going to expose? Think about it. If LeBron is exposed for what he's been doing, what is that going to do for anybody else in the game? That ruins your league. See, they're not baseball. Baseball is stupid. They want to go and attack their best players they got because no one's bigger than the game. You want to attack Barry Bonds. You want to attack Mark McGwire. You want to attack Roger Clemens. You want to attack Sammy Sosa, and they were carrying your league. Look what that got them. Oh, yeah. Yeah, but what do you expect? You see, he said the WWE just went global with WrestleMania. Not a coincidence. Of course they're going global. They're going with who paying the money. The Saudis got all the money. They're all involved. And LeBron James has all the Saudi money invested in it completely. So they have Euro money, Saudi money. They're all set. Yeah, well, anyone could be hurt, but this is business, man. Let's talk about that. You'll be hurt financially, right? What successful business do LeBron James have? Not talking bad about him, but I'm just saying, is LeBron James shoes is like his brand is that successful? You would think? I wouldn't say it is. His film career, he got in the movies. How did that go? His own production company, right? How did that go? Now they trying to do the podcast, Mind the Game. Mm. Yeah, I mean, my thing is this. If it's truly in you to do, then do it. But as this guy who's letting it be known, he lives in Europe. He's a European guy. So the basket news that he gets that informs him, he's telling you what's happening in Europe right now. Now, Tony Parker is going to do exactly what the NBA wants him to do. He's already got a percentage of the Euroleague. If the NBA comes in and absorbs that, Tony Parker will definitely fall in line, like I told you. So just pay attention and remember I told you.
To combine the brand power of PSG team that's backed by the NBA's marketing machine. In theory, it sounds nice, but in reality, I have no clue why football fans now all of a sudden would be interested in basketball. Then we get to England and Germany, where that might be an even bigger issue. It's no secret that the NBA has been eyeing the UK market for a while, hosting preseason games in London and exploring the idea of tapping into Premier League clubs. Manchester could potentially become home to a new franchise affiliated with Manchester City's ownership group in Abu Dhabi. Germany, meanwhile, might end up with two franchises, but the interesting part is that the existing giants like Alba Berlin or Bayern Munich might not be the focus. Some reports suggest that the NBA might launch a brand new organization in Berlin, build a new arena, or maybe even go to Munich. Either way,
See, didn't I tell you about Munich? Now, this is where I'm saying LeBron going against the NBA with his investment group is on a crash course to lose. And at the end of the day, LeBron's going to want to try to build it up so he could sell it to the NBA and make some money. Trust me, LeBron is the cheapest man. And I'm not saying this because I hate him. Everybody who knows LeBron James will tell you. LeBron is one of the cheapest individuals you'll ever see in your life. The man does not like to spend money. Oh, yeah. When people get in a situation where a lot of people just didn't understand. The game was a lot different. The game was a lot different back then. You know, a lot of people who were involved in those times, in those days, they had to endure a lot, you know? So I'm never going to be mad about a black man wanting to own a business and things of that nature. Why would I want to root against him for, like, oh, he's a black man? It's not even about that. This isn't about a black man owning a business. This is LeBron James basically just trying to steal someone else's idea and beat them to it, knowing they can't compete, and then try to sell it back to the NBA. They can't beat the NBA. They don't have the revenue, the backing, the power, the connections. They will lose. Katie outsell bronze and shoes. Also, right now, is Rocket shirts is the number one selling jerseys. That's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm talking about. That's what need to be happening. It's too much nonsense going on, man. We got to get back to what's real. And what's real is that people are out here getting outperformed and out devastated by all these other people coming up with these ideals. How many people even know about this expansion or the Euroleague and all of that stuff? Not too many people even know. Well, they just play 2K. So when you play 2K all day, this is what they expect. This is what they know. This is what they know. Thanks for the super chat. Oh, thanks, Rich. Appreciate it. Now, on my Screen Fame channel for the members, we'll go into the movie Him and go against this and go into the booklet for the movie Him. Kind of give you some key details. Jordan Peele decided to put it out like a program for the team. Greatness demands sacrifice. So they made it like a football schedule to promote the film. I thought that was very interesting and very effective. Well, people don't understand certain things because it's alien to them. The team is called the Saviors, right? This whole thing is basically more biblical than you would ever imagine. Mm-mm. LeBron James, to me, he's arrived at a crossroads. So when you arrived at the crossroads, what do you do when you arrive at a crossroads? You make way, right? People make way. Let's see what's going
Plan is to attract new fans and corporate partners rather than relying solely on already established organizations. The earliest launch date that gets thrown around is the 2026-27 season, though nothing is locked in. So far, we know that the league could start with 10 teams heavily centered on media rights, sponsorships, and expansion fees. The initial funding might come from the NBA's massive new TV deal in the United States, set to kick in around 2025-26, which is rumored to be worth roughly $76 billion. That kind of money could definitely provide some cushion for this new league to find its footing, especially in the first years. Just before I continue, a quick reminder to check out our partner Rabona for best EuroLeague odds you can find online. I'll leave all the info in the description below. Now let's bring in what Brian Windhorst and ESPN have added to the conversation.
Now, Brian Wardhall comes in and starts adding everything, the LeBron apologist. Let's see what he adds to the conversation that ends up turning it about the way pretty much around.
They confirmed this would be a standalone league similar to the Basketball Africa League, which is also under the NBA umbrella. So yeah, it just confirms that it won't be a division in Europe, and we can forget about Boston Celtics coming to Berlin. Over time, there could be exhibition games or even an international tournament, but for now, the plan is for NBA Europe to be its own separate thing.
Exactly. So they will come over only in exhibition, and if they set up a tournament. But to create their own league, like the BAL, when some people believe that they can't be beaten or they couldn't be, toppled, there's so many people who feel that they could do anything because they've accomplished so much. So they think this is always going to happen. All I got to do is continuously do the same thing over and over. It's going to continuously happen for me. It's by design supposed to happen. But let's listen to Wendell.
Horst also points out that the existing NBA owners have concerns about profitability since the G League, the WNBA, and even Basketball Africa League have burned money for years before turning any kind of a profit. The owners
Boom, exactly. Just because you create these leagues, you have to spend so much to run it. It don't usually brings a lot of money right away. The money don't normally come until probably years down the road when it's some stability and consistency comes into play. Mm-hmm. What are they going to say when it all flips around?
Ultimately have to vote this new league into existence, so if they think it's going to be too big of a money pit, they might slam on the brakes. At the same time, Adam Silver's focus on Europe appears to be slowing down any kind of immediate plans to expand stateside. We have heard the cries for a new franchise in Seattle or Las Vegas for ages. Seattle fans have never quite recovered from losing the Sonics, and Las Vegas has become hotbed of professional sports with NFL and NHL teams thriving. However, Windhorst notes that with so much energy and attention going into the European venture, Adam Silver might delay domestic expansion until the situation across the Atlantic is clearer. One of the biggest...
And that is it. He's delaying it and has been delaying it because he cares more about the Euro money than creating teams in two places. One, Seattle is going to be like, okay, we'll make a little money there. Vegas, yeah, we'll make some money there. Vegas is thriving right now because we brought the NBA, the NFL, NHL is there, and they already got the stadium. So, yeah, we might as well need to get a team there. But let's take our time before we start pumping money into this. And now since LeBron can't get what he's got going on, Watch this. Now, what have you been able to see and understand about this big picture? Is that when you get involved in the big picture here, you have a very close but far view of it. Because they've delayed this Las Vegas thing, LeBron wanted to be a part of that Las Vegas investment team really bad, and it looks like Adam Silver's selling him out and dragging his feet about it. Kevin Durant is still playing ball. He had no plans on retiring soon, but he wants to join the investment team down the road. So well, I look at things differently. You know, I see things, and if I don't like it, I say I don't like it. I'll let people know, you know, straight up and down like what it is. You know, I don't sugarcoat it. You know, I just got to tell them exactly what it is. LeBron did this behind the back of Adam Silver, stole their idea and tried to beat them to the punch. And Adam Silver, like, you're going to find out the hard way. Like it was clear that in this situation, Mm-hmm. What's up, Rich? That's because they never wanted that to succeed. The NBA in their tournaments in Dubai and putting things over there with the sheiks, all with these billions of dollars, they have had a complete influence on all sports conglomerates, period. And now they're going to control all sports and entertainment. Everything's going to be coming from the Saudis. Mm-hmm. The Sheiks got all the money, man. Look at it. Look how the Sheiks come in the game. They know they got all the bread.
Seen massive deals in football, and the next frontier seems to be basketball. Abu Dhabi is set to host EuroLeague Final Four for the first time. Dubai is trying to get its own EuroLeague franchise, and both regions have shown interest in hosting more NBA games. For the NBA, partnering with these investors opens up a stream of money that could support large arenas, high player salaries, and cutting-edge marketing campaigns. That might open the door to establishing Middle Eastern teams in this new league, but at the moment, the league officials are saying that's not on the table. But listen to this, a new rival could be emerging. Maverick Carter, who is LeBron James's business partner, is advising a group of investors that wants to raise $5 billion to launch a fully international basketball league with a rotational schedule a bit like Formula One. They're planning 6 men's and 6 women's teams set to play in 8 cities worldwide, with Singapore already announced as one of the locations. If that goes forward, it might directly compete with European League run by the NBA, the Euroleague for all the players, their salaries, and all the sponsors. Right now,
and that's where they're going to have problems with the league. The arrogance of LeBron is going to show. And what that guy was just breaking down, because he's over there in Europe, he knows exactly what's going on in this situation. And he was very much informed because he's following it, because this is their news. This is regular news for them. So I don't look for Americans to really give me the news about Euro basketball. Oh, yeah. Well, the thing is, when you get in there, you getting in there and you're trying to actually fight with people. Mm-hmm. Thanks, Richard. I appreciate you, man. Well, LeBron James, that's a conversation for another topic, his actual basketball play. This is about his business move. LeBron moves real tacky, even with Mav Carter involved. Mav Carter is just his homeboy. That's just his yes man. They move real slimy and tacky. They go behind people's backs, steal ideas. Like they stole the whole thing with the barbershop. Remember they had the barbershop thing that he did for HBO? Oh, yeah, we're going to sit in the barbershop. Yeah, man, we cutting hair. It's like a barbershop conversation. They stole that from Rob Parker. And ESPN had it with the college football. Then Skip Bayless did it with Rob Parker at Rob Parker's barbershop. Yep, right live in Detroit. So everybody was doing it, and LeBron just want to steal it. And mm-hmm. Now, well, that's what happens. That's what happens. They never cheated. I never cheated the league. Oh, everything he did was cheat the league. Name anything LeBron James has done over and repeatedly, it's cheat the league. Now, there's so many different there's so many different interpretations on what's to happen and what's to become of everything, in totality. It's like, yeah. That's because nobody in the whole world had any clue. They didn't have a plan. They didn't have an idea. They didn't have a focus on making something great or outstanding. LeBron James was an anomaly to the system. LeBron, no extension, James. Yeah, he's trying to get the Los Angeles Lakers to commit to winning a championship right now, like next season, winning a championship. And they're looking at him like Rob is like, look, I got to prove everything with Mark. Mark's going to let us know what's what here. Well, the world saw things take place that never should have took place. And the reason that they saw it take place was because there was a lot of things happening that shouldn't have happened. And because of it, it made a difference, a huge difference. And yeah, LeBron James is a businessman. Come on. Like, I wanted him, like, I rooted for him when he had Blaze Pizza. But he was trying to compete against other pizza companies, and I was cool. When he didn't take the McDonald's endorsement, he wanted to create his own business and come after it his own way. You know. Yeah. I mean, when people saw how it went, they literally didn't understand the process of you starting a league and you're copying something. Imagine if you finna do something, right, and you planning on doing it, and everybody know behind the scenes this is what you're working on, and they behind the scenes with you, like, yeah, okay. Then you go out and try to start your own and beat them to it. We got to beat them to print. That's what these people do all the time. So that's why they say you got to be guarded with your ideas. But they got the backing. They the NBA. Yeah, well, most people they look at it differently, because when you come in this game, you're either the guy, right, that's going to make the deal, or you have people behind you that's backing you financially that's going to do the deal for you. They going to do all the work. You ain't got to do nothing. They going to do everything. So how does that going to look for you in the end? I was upset because we couldn't get the respect we deserved in the situation. Well, people, they get to a certain point, and when you reach a certain point, whether it's mass, ego, or whatever it is, you lose a part of your identity. You lose a part of what made you you. He said, look at my stats. Yeah, well, when you make a commitment to do something, people want to stick with it, you know? They'd be like, damn, stick with it. You know, stick with it. Mm-mm. When you are great at something, never do it for free. No, I've never been impressed. Come on, please. That's LeBron. What's up, Tangi? No, he doesn't respect the league. He doesn't respect himself. Like, you know, look, LeBron knows he's a fraud. See, that's the thing. LeBron knows what he is. The rest of the world, the rest of the world is fooled, but he knows deep down inside he's a fraud. He knows he's promotion. That's why he goes. They pay people to say, "Hey, make sure you say I'm good. Make sure you say I'm the greatest." Well, y'all keep saying it, you know. But he knows he's a fraud, and you can see it in his face. He knows he's not on Kobe's level. He couldn't even beat guys on his own goddamn team. He wasn't even the best basketball player on his teams. Even when he was in high school, the guys on the team were better than him. They won the championship. He wasn't even MVP. So that's what I'm saying. In high school. Because everybody wants to be that one guy, right? They want to be that one individual that meant something. Mm-hmm. LeBron has done business deals y'all don't even know about. I'm serious. He's done business deals y'all don't even know about. Now, there have been directional changes. There's been subtle changes. There's been attitude changes to different, different categories, a different standard that they want other people to abide to, say, hey, this is, our standard. This is our code. This is what we do. This is how we uplift, or this is what we uphold as a people, as a person. Like, this is it. So now when you see everybody else make a reaction, you say, oh, I get it. This is the idea now. Mm-hmm. Now, if the NBA is doing this Euroleague, guess what happens to youth basketball in America? Like the AAU tournaments. All of those tournaments that you were craving and thinking about, they finna dissipate. Go away. Fly, little pelicans. They gonna disappear. Well, I'm sorry, G-Wiz. That's the news of the day. I mean, that man is trying to start a league and go up against the NBA. I'm reporting the news. That's news. I didn't just pull that out of thin air and just say, what can I think about with LeBron? Oh, no. I don't know. Let me make up something about him trying to go against the NBA. Yeah, that'll work. I need him.
NBA expansion. You guys up to speed on this one? The NBA goes to Europe. Magic and the Grizzlies, they're in Berlin and London. ESPN reporting that the NBA is sending the Magic and the Grizz to play regular season games in Berlin and London as part of a 3-year Europe expansion plan. What's smarter, European or American expansion first?
I would. I think they both have their merits. I think the two franchises that you would, I think, most likely talk about are Seattle and Vegas. Those are markets that you're not trying to break into. These are sustainable markets, especially I would say Seattle. But then you look at the growth that Vegas has had. So you could look at okay, you're adding to what you would imagine very strong city. When you go to Europe, you're doing a European expansion, right? You're doing a European expansion. But I think what they're trying to do, in my opinion, is they're trying to, I don't think that I don't know if there's NBA teams that will be in Europe, because you got to understand, once you add 3 or 4 European teams, ideally, that's another 100 basketball players. That's where the water down comes in, right? And that's not knocking down the talent, but it's like now you're going to disperse 100. You're going to add 100 new NBA players. Are there 100 good players out there that are NBA ready? What will that do? That's what the cap, that's what this stuff, that's what the dispersion of players and salary caps, so that they can spread out some of the wealth and more teams can have good players. If you ask me which one is probably stronger, I would say getting those 2 expansion teams here, because there's so much more unknown in Europe. Not saying it won't be successful, not saying that they won't get it, but they're going to work out the kinks. But getting 2 strong franchises here before expansion to Europe, I think that would be stronger.
My initial reaction was, oh shit, American players better get their shit together. That was real talk. Like the whole expansion thing, I thought Richard dove into it. I haven't really dived into it, like whether it should be overseas or in the States. But I will say this, the NBA being global doesn't help American basketball players. It doesn't help American basketball players. And I'm just thinking about it because I was in the AAU gym for this past weekend, and I'm watching all these kids in there, great talent. And I'm watching these kids in there, and I'm listening to the dads, the moms, the aunties, the grandmas, and they screaming. They want their kid to get 20. They think this kid is better than this kid, the top-ranked kids, all this shit, right? In my mind, I'm saying, you motherfuckers don't have a clue.
And exactly, right? Ain't that what I just said? What about AAU? Your kid scoring 20 and all that, they ain't gonna mean nothing. He might not even get drafted. G League, baby, at best. Meanwhile, they looking for role players. Can you play a role? We need you to play a role on this team. Now, they just breaking it down to let it be known. So, think about that for a minute. When people are out there, let it be known, right? And then you got this right on your doorstep. And you see what Big Perk is saying. So you know he mean it. Perk ain't just making this up. Perk is doing what he's supposed to be doing. Now, I want you guys to go on the Patreon right now. Yeah, Perk got a kid that said, hey, that's why he's there. He been there when the parents was fighting up in Houston. My boy Sean see him all the time. They live in the same area. Them parents get all up into the games and start fighting, acting all hood, and their kid can't even play team basketball. Everybody thought I was going to Vegas for the Bears game. I was like, no, man, I ain't going to that. There's too much activity for me. Hey, I'm with you, Red Rider. So don't forget to follow my Patreon. We got something that we finna put up there for y'all right now. Everybody else, love and respect. And watch, the NBA is going to absorb this bomb. Everything I said going to play out just the way I said. It's going to be another LeBron failure. I'm out.